What up, everyone? How's everyone doing? My name is William Cervantes, aka WILCER. Welcome to the first episode of the Crank Hustle podcast. Woo, man! This idea's been brewing in that mind for a while now, and it's like I'm just gonna get it going. I think I got the right format and just gonna execute it because like that one Rage Against the Machine song, I don't know if you guys ever heard it. So I don't know if it's the ending of the song, but he's like, what better place than here, what better time than now, can't stop us now. So yeah, that's a badass song. But if you have an idea and there's something there, is like, I guess there's no perfect time than now. I think if you wait for the perfect time and you're waiting for for everything to be like perfect and just feel just right, then yes, let's do it then. Nah, fuck that. Just jump right into it. Just start it. Just do it. Just get going. Just get moving. Kind of like the food delivery business. If you started on doing it, probably took a while for you to decide to do it or not. It's like sometimes you just gotta go for it. And that's kind of how it is with this first episode of the Crank Hustle podcast. I'm very excited, and I want to see how it goes, and I'm gonna just, as I go along, I'm gonna see what works, what doesn't. But I got a good concept in my mind, and we're gonna do this damn thing. So since this is the first one, I kind of want to break down to you guys how it's the formula real quick, how what you guys can expect, and then once I break it down, we'll take it from there. So yeah, first episode, baby, let's do this. I'm just gonna give you a brief little intro about my damn self. I've been doing food deliveries for about 4 years. I do Uber Eats and DoorDash. I did Caviar for a bit, but Caviar now is a part of DoorDash. So I just use these two apps. I started off part-time, but then just got tired of my job and decided to go all in with this. And that's when I started realizing how much money I could make. I took it pretty seriously. I started investing it in a lot more, and damn, homie took off. It's a loud ass car. That tricycle vehicle, you see that? All right, so so I got more invested in it, and then that's when I started learning, like, whoa, you can make good money. And I started making $100 a day, then $200 a day. Then I will just give myself challenges, and in the process you start learning and you start getting more things to try to make this job easier. Which is going to be one of the first topics that I'm going to talk about on the first podcast. It's just basically going to be like, hey, how come this thing's not going? It's going to be basically like why the amount you invest into this business is going to directly affect how much you can potentially earn. That's going to be the first topic. There's so many good stuff to talk about, but I just had to jump into one of them. That one's pretty cool because it talks about the setup. So that's good for beginners and people who are already doing this. And then it's gonna reflect how much money you make. So anyway, I invested in it. I started trying it. I did it on the bike. Then I tried it on the scooter. Then that just blew up because there's a lot of limitations that were lifted because of it. Then I did it on an e-bike, and I've been doing it a little bit on the car. So I tried it a little bit on all of them. The majority of it was bicycle and the scooter. And now I'm just doing the e-bike more. So I have experience in all those vehicles, and they all taught me something different. So yeah, boy's been been involved in different modes of transportation, and I've done pretty crazy stuff. I've set a challenge for a month. I made 10,000 in 1 month. I've had multiple days where I make $500-600. Multi-app. I've done LA and San Francisco, and in different little cities in Los Angeles. So I got into work in different markets. Yeah, that's pretty much like a quick little Little intro about myself. Don't want to get too much into it. But next I'm gonna tell you guys about the format of the podcast, baby. That was just gonna be like basically how I'm gonna lay it out and execute all that info. So we'll get into that right now. You guys already watch my videos. Usually what I do is come out here and just document the whole day and talk about like what's going on and how I do the basically like a daily, it's laid out like the daily life of a courier. Like I basically record almost my entire day, just whenever I gotta say something or something pops off. And I don't edit none of my videos. I literally just stitch them together in order of the time they were recorded and just upload them. So all my videos, like I think 99.9%. I think maybe there's a few where I took out some clips because they were like, some shit went down that you know, it was like, okay man, YouTube might get a little crazy about this one. So just to not jeopardize the account, I had to remove some clips. But I still got them. I might have to add those like on a Patreon page or something, or somewhere at an external outside of YouTube. Some crazy stuff, man. But I'll talk to you guys about that in another video. But so that's basically what I do in my videos. So what I'm gonna do with the Crank Hustle podcast is basically gonna be the same. I'm gonna be out here working and talking about one topic or one question, one tip, just focusing on one thing about the business or related to it. And I'm just gonna talk about that throughout the day. And I'm just gonna only talk when I have an idea or I'm ready to jump on to the next pinpoint or stuff like that. And then just kind of do that throughout the day until I feel like I finished speaking about everything that I at least have knowledge of on that question, topic, or whatever it is that we have in mind or speaking of. And that's it. That'll be basically the podcast. So when you guys see the title is gonna have either that, the question, or the intended information that's gonna be delivered, and then, you know, like the tip, the trick, the hack, the shortcut, the whatever, the problem, you know. So it'll be just that video, and I'll speak out about it and just get into detail about it. So that way, like, if it's something that interests you, just know that video, that's what it's all going to be about. And I don't know about the editing. I don't really want to edit. It's very time consuming. So I'm just going to try to like organize it, do like a little pre-organization, you know, like just have like a list ready on my phone. I took a picture of some lists that I have about the first topic we're going to talk about. And yeah, that's basically going to be it. And you know, like, I have a lot of experience doing this, and I'm always trying to learn more. So I'm basically a student at this, but I want to share my experience and knowledge with you guys in this podcast, the whole thing. So I'll teach you everything I know. I could be wrong about stuff, and I want you guys to like call it out, or if you guys see something, or if you guys have any questions or comments, put it in the comments, man, because you know, we're all students here, and the reason I'm doing this is because I wanted to show everything I've learned, because I wish someone did that so I could have learned. But I mean, that's why I started the whole YouTube channel, is because no one else was doing it. Because I had questions, I looked it up, and it was just, everyone was just doing cars. No one was doing on the bike. So I started the channel because that's what I wanted. I wanted someone to like teach me these things. So now that I have this channel, I find it very fulfilling to teach everything that I know. But this is just one person experienced it in one city and in my perspective. And we're probably using the same platforms. You guys might be using different ones if you're from another country, but it's just one person. So I'm putting all the information that I have. Don't mind if you guys point out if something is wrong or I'm mistaken. Put it in the comments, and we'll like figure it out, and that's how we learn. So that's the whole point of the podcast, is for us to try to get us to get very knowledgeable, skillful, and just be ready to do this business fast, efficiently, so we can make money, son. Oh yeah, I forgot to say in my video, I average 35 to 45 an hour, and it's not a flex. It's the truth. It's crazy how much money you can make in this business. If you would have told me when I started that you can make up to 35, 45 an hour doing food deliveries, I'll be like, bro, you better get out of here with that. I don't, you know, like, it just sounds like crazy. That's like the hourly rate that people with bachelor degrees get. Fuck around with masters and shit, you know. Like, I don't know anyone that gets paid that much that has like, or if they do, that's, I mean, they had to go through so much schooling to get this money. But I learned that you could do this, we can make that much money if you just do this business right. And that's what I want to show you guys, the potential and how, what you guys can potentially earn, and everything in between. So yeah, so that's basically what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna speak on one topic. You guys can ask questions too. Like, if there's a good question, then I'll extract it and then I'll make a whole video about it. So it's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm not gonna talk much about like me doing the deliveries. I'm just gonna be doing deliveries, and I'm not gonna really speak about it. And then I'm not gonna really talk about like the environment. I'm just gonna do this because I'm working. I'm literally experiencing and learning new stuff as I'm talking about my experience, and hopefully you guys are learning some stuff from it, get some stuff out of it. So yeah, that's basically the format. The topic I'm gonna speak of today is basically gonna be so it's gonna talk about like how much money you invest, or how much money you put into this business directly affects how much you can potentially earn, and how it like, basically, the more money you spend on yourself in this business, the more money you can potentially earn. So I'm gonna basically get in that question. So it's like, what kind of investments am I talking about? How is this gonna make us more money? What kind of things are you talking about? What are good investments? What are bad investments? How do I know what's a good investment? We're gonna dissect the hell out of this fucking topic. So how, you know, basically why how much you invest directly affects how much you can potentially earn, baby. That's gonna be the topic. Podcast number 1, baby. Let's get in. So the way I'm gonna start this is basically I'm gonna do a timeline of like my experience, like my 4 years, and then the big key investments that I made within that time frame. From small to big, you know, like big purchases, small ones. I'm gonna like talk about that briefly. It's the first episode. I'm just gonna go in. I'm gonna tell you a story. Let's start the story, and then if it seems too long, too excessive, then I think what the idea I had right now is I'll just set chapters in the description. Damn, I know this is gonna be a little work. Hopefully I actually like do it. So in the chapters, it'll be like it'll look timestamps, and then it'll have like what I'm talking about in that particular timestamp. So I guess if you guys want to skip this part, you guys can just go to like the next one in the timestamp. So I guess if I do that, I could just talk, because man, a motherfucker can talk. I could talk about this shit for hours. It was like my therapy. Every time I come out here and just talk. When I worked for a month straight in November, I had that challenge. I only filmed like 3 days out of the month. That month felt so long. Damn. And when I did it in April, I recorded every single day. That month felt so good. It felt like it went by super fast. I had so much fun doing it, and it was only because I was recording every day. So your boy can talk, and I enjoy doing this shit. But yeah, let's get right into it. So I was a bike messenger before, like 4 years ago. I did it for like a year and a half. My roommate once told me, he's like, oh, Uber Eats, yeah, they're letting you do it on the bike now. He was doing it. He did a few deliveries. I was like, get out. No. And I was an avid cyclist. I started cycling like in 2013. I stopped driving, you know. I got a DUI in 2013. I was like, you know what? From all my friends tell me it's a nightmare to have a car after a DUI. So I was like, you know what? This thing's getting me in too much trouble anyway. I gave him my keys. I sold my car. I was like, all right, I ain't gonna do this, you know. I don't live too far from work. I bought a bicycle. That was my first investment right there. It wasn't even because of the delivery. It was just, I just got a bike. I bought it brand new. It was like 200. It was like 200 and something dollars. I bought it at Just Right LA. I was like, give me that all black one. Man, what the hell's going on? Jesus, the skid row, man, it's crazy here. So anyway, I bought that bike. That was my first investment, now that I think about it. Started riding back and forth to work. Absolutely fell in love with it. Started doing rides on my own. Started going all over the place. Started going to the beach and back. Started riding in my brakes. It's like, you know, I never rode a bike since I was a kid. Now here I am, adult. I'm like, well, I'm gonna ride a bike. I'll ride a bike. And I had to wear a uniform, you know, like a tie and shit. I was a salesperson. But I didn't give a fuck. I'll ride to work in that suit. Slacks and shit, dressing shoes, all that. All black too. So yeah, I started running back and forth, and then, you know, I started doing bigger rides. I started doing like century rides, 100-mile rides. I started riding far. I'll ride all the way to San Diego. I rode all the way to Santa Barbara, to Riverside. I got a road bike and a whole cycling kit. I was invested into cycling. I bought a really expensive road bike. It should cost me like several $1,000s. I invested in it. I just was so like in love with cycling. So when my roommate told me, yeah, Uber Eats, they're letting you do deliveries on a bike now, dude, my mind exploded. I was like, no way, wait a minute, so I could ride a bike and make money? Shit, say less. Signed up, got approved like a week later, and then I started. But I was a bike messenger at the time. Actually, no, I was about to do the delivery thing, and then my friend said that, hey, they're hiring as a bike messenger. I'm thinking, well, I could do it part-time and then do the food. I was really excited about the food delivery. The messenger wasn't like, I was like, whatever about it. And I'll tell you guys more about it right now. Let me just drop this off. So I started doing deliveries, and the first thing, I had a road bike at the time. So the first thing I noticed was, after I went to DoorDash and they gave me the free backpack, that big boxy one, I got it for free at an orientation. Oh, no, it's not free actually. They sold it to you for like 30 bucks, really cheap, really basic bag. It's those boxy ones. First got it and I was like, damn, this is a big ass bag, and it's red too, so it stands out. But I was like, all right, let's do this. And I just saw how, like, hey, you know, it's actually very useful. However, my road bike, the thing about my road bike was that, if you guys are familiar with road bikes, they're like in a very aggressive stance, almost like a very fast motorcycle. You're like crouched down, like you're sitting on a rocket. So imagine being like that and carrying the backpack. You're like sideways. Like the backpack is like slanted in an angle. So if you're carrying food, everything's just gonna get onto one side and the drinks are gonna spill. If you can even carry drinks in there, but the food would get messed up. So I had to change the bike. That was like a big thing I had to do. So I was like, all right, what bikes can I buy to, you know, be like able to hold the backpack almost like in a horizontal position, so it's not slanted. And right away I realized that hybrids are pretty good because they got the straight handlebars and they're you're straight up instead of being crouched down. So I was like, all right, cool, that's what I'm getting. And I bought one. I bought a used one from someone. I spent like, I don't know, 200 bucks maybe on it. I got a good deal. Those things usually go for like 400 brand new. So that was another big purchase that I made, is the bike. The bike was like, dude, it's how you get around. And that thing had disc brakes, which was, I never was like a fan of disc brakes. I don't know, it didn't really catch my attention. But getting that hybrid, I realized how really responsive those brakes were. So what I learned, like, since you're riding a lot, and I remember I ride on sidewalks a lot, I mean, sometimes you have to make sudden stops. And those disc brakes are snappy, they're fixed. You tap them and that bike stops real quick. So it definitely does save you from like accidents. And the reason why having that bike, or a good bike with brakes and a good stance, is because you're going to avoid spillages, you're going to avoid accidents which lead to spillages or your ass getting hurt. You know, it also leads to like being more comfortable throughout the day, which means that you'll be able to ride a lot longer. That bike, it took me a while to perfect it, but I am super comfortable with that hybrid. I still have it. And it's my favorite bike. I don't use it, but I have used it, but it's there. Every time I'm like, yeah, let me sell it, make a couple bucks. I'm like, nah, that's my baby right there. That $200 investment on that bike made me thousands of dollars. Bike, it's important, right? And then that's why it's important to pick the correct bike. It does matter what bike you get. So once I got the hybrid bike, I noticed that the next issue that I had was like, okay, I will take my phone out of my pocket to see deliveries, right? When I get a notification. And I realized, like, man, like every time I try to go reach for my phone, I didn't have one hand on my handlebar. So for those seconds, I'm riding with one hand on the handlebar. Anything pops up in front of me, any little thing any sudden thing that I have to do, I'm not gonna be able to brake. I mean, even with one hand, if you brake or you try to steer, it's gonna be kind of hard. Potentially, you can crash. So I'm like, all right, I need to get something so I can put my phone on my handlebar, so I can avoid that problem or potentially run into that problem. So phone holders they're gonna enable you to like have your hands on your handlebars at all times. And I started putting the holder I ended up getting is the quad lock, which, I mean, it's not cheap, but when I read about it, I was like, you know what, this makes sense. It looks solid, it's got great reviews. All right, I jumped the gun. I got the universal one, basically the one that you can attach to any bike, any phone. And that was like, how much was it? It was like 40 to 60 bucks, something like that. You know, I mean, for me, I wasn't making that much at the time. I was making like 60, 70 bucks part-time. Not even that much. Sometimes I'll hit quests and stuff. So to me, it felt like a lot. So phone holder, I did it. I bought it, and it was honestly one of the it still is one of the greatest investments I've made in this business. And I've also gotten, man, I have quad locks on everything. I got the quad lock on my scooter, on the e-bike, on my regular bike. I got one in my car. I got one on this damn watch right here. See how, like, this is, I could clip my phone onto this thing, and that's to free up my hands so I can like grab a bunch of stuff without having to put my phone in my pocket. And it goes back to that. It's like, I want to be able to have my phone there in case I need to decline, accept. So a phone holder was is one investment. And I mean, I used these other ones that were really cheap. And I got a true story about that with my friend. We were riding together, and he had his phone on one of those phone holders that, I don't know, some really cheap one. It's the ones that kind of grab your phone from the sides. You know, it's cheap, you know, low investment. We were riding down Figueroa, he hit a bump, and his phone flew out in the middle of an intersection. So we were going kind of fast, so he turned, like, when we got to the end of the block, he did a U-turn, you know, when it was safe, and he went back. Came back, his phone was gone, son. Shit, this is downtown LA, man. Thieves everywhere. They don't even have to be a thief. People are an opportunist. They see a phone, they're like, ooh, snag, put it in their pocket, walk away quietly. He lost his phone. We went to the store later that day, and he had to buy a brand new phone. So it's like, if he had gotten a good phone holder, he wouldn't have spent that much. He wouldn't have to have bought that phone, you know? So like, buying cheap shit is expensive. And that's why it's like, it's not smart for you to like buy something cheap when it can get you into trouble. It's not gonna work, it's gonna cost you, like, and there's a lot of examples of that, which I'll get to later. I feel like there's a lot of I can give you guys examples from buying this versus that, which ones are important and which ones don't really matter. You can buy cheap ones. I feel like I'll have like a whole section of that later on in the podcast. But yeah, so I got the quad lock, and it's a great. Look, I have it right now. This bad boy is legit. It's does the job, and you know, it helps you. And I put it. Oh yeah, what I was saying is, I used to put it in the middle, right? But what I didn't like is I didn't like taking my hand out of the handlebar and reaching all the way in the center. It's the same thing I was saying earlier. It like my hand is away from the handlebar. Something happens. I know it's only like a millisecond away, but that millisecond could be the difference between an accident or not. So I decided to put it really close to the handlebar where I can actually reach it without letting go of my handlebar, or at least have it really close to my hand, really close. There's been so many situations where someone gets in front of me, or like, you know, pigeon scares the shit out of me, and I'm just like, oh snap, I gotta stop. And my hand was never too far away from my handlebars. So this is like one of the most essential investments you can make, and it's gonna save you money by not losing your goddamn phone when it flies the fuck out on a bump or something. And you're gonna make more money because you're gonna be able to navigate through your phone more efficiently, instead of having to bring your phone out of your pocket and like lose a delivery, or not have enough time to decide whether you're gonna accept it or approve it. So like that is like one investment that I made that was just worth it. I'll make my money 100 times fold, 1,000 times more. So that shit paid off for itself, like, I don't know, the next day, right? All right, so yeah, let's go. What's gonna be the next one? Let's see. I got the phone holder. There was something else. I got the hybrid. Oh, the backpack. Shit, let's get into the backpack right now. Boxy backpack, man, from DoorDash. I had that thing for like a year. That shit put in work. I spray painted it all black. Biggest mistake ever. I was all stressed out and depressed. I was like, man, let me just paint this shit. I just did that out of I don't know, I just did it. It was a dumb thing, but I wanted an all black backpack just like that one. So I looked around. I was looking on the internet trying to find it. I saw like one person in downtown. I saw one dude with it in downtown. I was trying to catch up to him to ask him. Can never, man, that motherfucker's fast. So I was never able to catch up to him. So I just looked up, and finally, boom, I found it. Packer.com. That's where it all started. So I went on the website. I looked for, I mean, I kind of saw what I had on the red backpack, and I was like, what would I want different, right? I was like, I definitely want a top load so I could put things on top. That red backpack doesn't have a top load. You have to load it up from the side. So you have to zip the zipper down and then put the stuff in there. And it's very awkward. I'm not a big fan of like side zippers. So I wanted a top load, but I also wanted the side one just to have the option to, in case I ever needed it. So I found it. I found the backpack on Packer and I ordered it. And man, it should take like a month. I thought it was never gonna come. Honestly, I was like, oh shit, I got scammed. Right? But it came through later, and a month later, and it was like this big black shiny, like shiny black. It wasn't matte black, it was shiny glossy black. I'm like, whoa, this thing kind of stands out. So I make the joke in that video, because I got a lot of, the first few days when it looked really brand new, everybody's like, what is that? It just looked really weird, but whatever. I was like, all right, cool. I preferred matte black, but I just kind of roll with it. And yeah, it was great, amazing. Like, it was a little bit bigger. The top load just was perfect because I could just take my backpack, throw it on the floor, open it from the top, load that sucker with food, throw it back on my back, go on. It just made it so much easier, and I was able to do things just a little bit more faster. And I started kind of figuring out, like, all right, what's up with the drinks? It came with, did that one did it? I don't think that one came with drink holders. I think it was the next backpack I got. Yeah, I think for that time I was putting drinks on the side pockets, which was pretty okay, not great. But that was kind of what I was learning. I was like, all right, I gotta learn how to figure out how to carry more drinks. And that's kind of where I started kind of experimenting with different ways. I think that's something we all do, right? We're all kind of trying to figure out, all right, how the fuck am I gonna carry all these drinks? I think a lot of us avoided orders with drinks. I think some people still do avoid it. If it has a drink, some people are just like, nah. But see, that's money you're leaving on the table, straight up. You're just missing out on money right there, you know? So I was like, okay, I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna figure out how to equip myself so I can carry that. So that's kind of when I started like figuring out, experimenting different things to carry drinks. All right, I didn't start experimenting with the drinks until I got another backpack, but more on that later. One thing that I did, there's a lot of things that I did invest in, like I remember I was getting lights for nighttime. I mean, obviously you gotta see where the hell you're at or where you're riding at night. So I would buy these regular little blinking lights, but the battery would die after like a week or two. So I had to like get something. I didn't want to get anything battery operated because, you know, you gotta switch those batteries out. So I was like, that's too much. So I ended up getting these cyclo lights. They're rechargeable and they're super bright, and they had different modes, so I really liked it. And I got the same brand for the back. They were long lasting. They'll last me the whole night. I mean, think about it, I'm riding for hours at night, so it lasted me the whole night. It was like perfect. And I just had to recharge them overnight. Worked out perfect. Those things cost me, I bought the set, it was like, how much was it, like 60-70 bucks, right? But you need that shit to be seen at night. I mean, you're asking me riding with no lights, you're gonna end up underneath a car real quick. Ain't nobody got time for that. So I got lights, and that's like essential. You gotta buy them, and I think those are good because they're long lasting, they're rechargeable. And and then the thing about them that they were cool is they were removable. They were like, there was a little rubber band, like a good quality one where it has the loop, so you could put them on. Like, I didn't like to leave them on there because if you leave them on there and you lock your bike up, guess what? They're gonna be gone when you come back. I've gotten jacked for my lights a few times. It happened like twice, I think, and I was like, all right, man. That's when I make the investment with these removable ones. So then also I got what was the next thing I got? I think about it. I forgot what was the next thing. So another thing that I got for my bike was I used to carry a repair kit, like a patch kit for my tires, because, you know, I'll get flats. But I started realizing, you know what, these things sometimes they take up too much time, and then when you're in the middle of delivery, it's like yeah, you know, I don't know how long it takes for you guys to change a flat, but 5-10 minutes, you know, you could get a bad rating just because you're like stuck somewhere. So what I did is I invested in some puncture protection. So they're like these really thick tires on the bottom. They weren't even that expensive. They're like 25 bucks each. So I got them, and I just got rid of the repair kit. Because when you do get a flat, you lose time. You know, it's like, and sometimes if you like, when I didn't carry a patch kit or an extra tube, I would go to a bike shop. But you know, the journey to the biking, your bike to the bike shop, and then waiting there, and then you lose time. And then in this business, I should have noted this earlier. It's about speed. We don't get paid hourly, we get paid per delivery. So the more deliveries you make, the more money we make. So naturally, it's like every little thing that you do to save you time is gonna make you more money. So puncture protection tires saved me time by not getting flats. Pretty much, those tires came through. It was super rare for me to get a flat. I think I went a whole year with that bike, and I got like 1 or 2 flats. Great investment, and I don't even know how much money that saved me, how much time, which essentially turns into money. that was like one big thing that I invested in. Another thing too is theft, man. Oh my god, theft. So I've always been kind of paranoid of theft because I've been robbed at gunpoint. I've been robbed at knife point. You know, I've been my bike's been stolen. I grew up in the hood, so it's like I see that kind of stuff all the time. So it's like I'm always on edge when it comes to things like that. So I always like to do a lot of preventive measures. Like if I see a place that's kind of sketchy, I don't even go there. Or if I like any little thing. So my bike, the hybrid, it had quick release, right? Quick release is like when you get a flat, you could just kind of pull it off, unscrew it, and take the rim out really fast, and that lets you kind of fix a flat. The problem is that it's easy for someone to come steal your rim, and if you think that a thief won't just steal your rim, oh man, you're in for a surprise, son. They'll take anything they can off that thing. I mean, if they're gonna take your lights, if they'll take your lights, brake lights, front lights, they'll take away your goddamn rim. They'll take anything they can take away. They'll take away your damn seat. It never happened to me before, but I know some people, they come back and they're like, what the fuck am I gonna sit on? I'm gonna put my ass on that frame, you know? The hell, you know, it's like, it sucks. I don't think I ever got some protection for the seat. I think I just took a fucking risk and I got lucky this whole time. But I should have gotten something that protected that. But I did get something that protected my tires. So, because I know some people, they lock their tire, their front rim, and they lock their back rim with the frame. But then that means you have to carry 2 locks. That's weight. Weight means that you're gonna use more energy to get around, and on a bike you need all that energy you can have, so you can work as much as you can. The more you work, the more money you make. So I'm like, all right, I ain't about to carry 2 brakes. I did it for a while, but I was like, no, this is too much. So the solution for it was I got these I don't know what you call that thing that goes the screw that pretty much holds the tire together, the quick release thing. But instead of quick release, it had a special key that you had, and only you or anyone with that key, which, you know, not many people have it, will prevent you from unscrewing it and taking the tire out. So I did that. So basically the whole bike was solid. It was just one thing. I didn't have to worry about someone unscrewing the shit out of my like tires and just stealing it, coming back with like a bike with no rims, just the frame there. Like, what you gonna do with that, you know? That sucks. Yeah. A rim secure, I only had to carry 1 U-lock, and my bike was so simple, so solid. It was basically all one thing. I didn't have a bunch of little accessories. Every accessory, everything I carried was either on me, like on my belt, in my pocket, or but it wasn't like on it wasn't on my bike. The more stuff you have on your bike, the more likely you're gonna something's gonna get stolen or come up missing, you know. So I just had to lock my frame to anything secure, and that's it. It was so fast. So I will spend 0 time shuffling for like 1 lock and then the other lock, and then taking like lights off and then taking this off. And like I said, speed is an important factor in this business. So you have to cut everything down that you're doing to like to the most minimal time possible. And that, for me, securing those rims is just like, I just had to like lock my frame, and that shit took me like fucking 6 seconds. And yeah, and then also you got peace of mind and stuff. You don't have to be like worrying about it. I mean, you always got to worry about theft. Like, that's just never gonna go away. If someone really wants your bike, they're gonna take that shit. Like, it's unavoidable. But all you can do is you know, give the motherfucking thief some obstacles, enough for them to be like, not this one. So fast forward a bit. At this time, I had already quit my messaging job. I went all in on this full time because I saw the potential since the beginning, but I started actually putting time into it. Like, I actually started challenging myself and trying to hit these quests and working just a little bit longer. I remember making $100 a day. That's when I decided to quit my job, because my job, my message job, I was getting paid minimum wage. and I just sit around doing nothing all day, and I had to be there for 8 hours, 9 hours really, no, 10 hours. You count 8 hours working, hour break, 30 minutes to get here, 30 minutes to get home. It's like, it's 10 hours a day. So as soon as I started making $100 off of Uber Eats, I was like, I'm gone, son. This is fun, you know, like this job is fun. It's like it's a go-getter's job. It's like it's someone that is like likes to hustle for their money, you know. That messenger job, it wasn't for me, because it's security. Yeah, you can sit around and do nothing all day. I think I got blindly obsessed with the freedom and the time where I'm doing nothing. You know, that's really the only thing I could brag about that job, was that I sat around and did nothing all day. You ever get bored of being on social media? Damn, you must have a lot of time on your hands. That's how it was with that job. So I'm doing this thing full time, and then now I'm like pushing it. I'm making 120, 125. You know, I'm getting better and all that. Then I started multi-apping. That was a game changer. That's just so silly. But I was equipped for it already. I was equipped for multi-apping. I had the backpack, which can carry a shitload of things. I had my phone holder, which lets me navigate on my phone quickly. You know, like if I have to go through apps, I don't have to, like, imagine shuffling through those. Imagine trying to multi-app holding your phone. Like, it's just, I don't know, I don't see. I mean, you must be hella skillful if you can do it. But to me, the way I manage my phone, I do so much stuff on my phone. I need something holding that shit. Pretty much like I think I covered most of it on the bike. I got a scooter right after, which first, I was gonna finish about multi-apping. I basically started making $200 a day, and that's huge. That's, to me, that was like, no way. Like, I'm making more money than I was when I was working at a bank as a banker. Fancy ass title, had to wear a suit. It was cool, you know. I thought it was gonna be a cool job. Didn't know I was gonna really hate it. I just, the sit down thing and the desk cubicle it's just not for me. It's not for everybody, you know. Just like how this ain't for everybody. But yeah, I started realizing that I could make $200 a day, and the way I would do it was lunchtime. With multi-apping, my goal was to make $50 on each app during lunch rush. Take a break. I wouldn't take a break till I made 100, and then on lunch and dinner time, I'll do the same. I will wait till I make 50-50 on each one. And I mean, that's a whole video I'm gonna have, a whole podcast I'm gonna do on multi-apping. But I pretty much I got pretty good at that bike. So I got a scooter afterwards, but let me just jumpstart to an e-bike, because e-bike's kind of like the next step, right? And I'll tell you about the investments that I've made on this e-bike so far, and how that's going. And then I guess I'll move on to a scooter. And I'm not really going to talk about a car, because a car is actually not really worth it, honestly. I think if you have no other option and you're comfortable doing it in a car, then it's cool. But I mean, it's just so much different as far as money. But whatever. I'm not gonna talk about cars. This is crank hustle, so this is 2 wheels. So let's go on the e-bike. Talk about that. Now when I was doing deliveries on a bike, I was beast mode. I mean, remember, I came from a cycling background, doing 100 miles a day. So these days that I'm saying where I make $200 was like 8-10 hours. You know, I'll try to stay as much as possible. And one quick investment that I forgot to bring up is when you ride a bike, and one thing that's essential is a fucking battery, an external battery. That's just so important, because if your phone dies, you can't work, and if you don't know the area, you're fucking lost. You don't even know how to get back home. So battery dude, I went through so many batteries. Most of them sucked. My favorite one was the Mophie case, because it actually didn't weigh so much. it lasted long, and it charged my phone fast. It was a fast charger. So battery, because if you can't have your phone charged the whole day, then you can't work the whole day. And you need a good cable too, because a lot of cables, they start breaking apart. Back then I didn't know about this cable called the last charger. It's a magnetic cable that connects to your phone like a magnet. And the reason why I was ripping a lot of cables was because of the unplugging, plugging, unplugging, like just that. Imagine doing that like 50 times a day, every day. It's like eventually that cable gives out. Either the phone and the thing in your phone, the charger port, gets messed up, or the cable. So those repetitive, all that repetitive is just like, it just messes up your phone or the cable. So I had to change my phone a couple times because of that, and it was such a hassle. Like, oh my god, having to change my phone is so expensive too. Phones aren't cheap. This cable right here, last cable, is like basically like it's a magnetic cable, you know, so you're not like actually ripping the cable, pulling the cable out the port. It's just like snappy. Like, dude, I just started doing this lately. Oh my god, this thing is like, I only have one. I lost the other one. I'm gonna buy like 4 of them. I want for my car, I want for my scooter, I want for when I charge my phone at night. You know, so this basically is gonna save me money by not having to buy so much damn cables all the time. I bought only 2 just to test it out for a while, but it feels pretty solid. Like, I don't think this thing's gonna like get messed up. I think that's why they call it the last cable, because they're so confident that once you buy this motherfucker, you ain't gonna have to worry about shit for the rest of your life. Guaranteed. Nah, I'm kidding. They didn't say that. Imagine. I don't know. Technology changes too fast. These fucking ports will probably change like in the next few years. Probably something very skinny. It might just be magnetic, actually. Now that I think about it, that's gonna be part of the future. There is no actual hole there. You just snap it. Wireless. They already have that technology, so they're gonna do it like this, where you just boop, snap it. We all started this business with different vehicles. I know some people started with a car, and they realized, you know what, maybe I get tired of spending money on gas. My car depreciates. I put too many miles on it. So someone might go onto a bike, a motorcycle, a scooter. So we all have different kind of choices. But I know that the people that do end up getting an e-bike is like, motherfuckers know how to save money, because those motherfuckers are expensive. Or you can rent e-bikes now. Zumo has e-bikes you can rent. So, but an e-bike is, like I said, it tends to be expensive. It's a big purchase. Like this bike that I got cost $3,500 because it's got dual batteries. You could buy one with one battery for $3,000. Sometimes they have a discount on it, but it's a big purchase. And then I know that when you're starting this business and you don't know much about it, I don't know about, you know, it's kind of like, should I spend that much money? I personally think that, I mean, if you want to go all in on it, get that e-bike. I would say though, try the business out. I would say rent an e-bike first. Try it out and see if you like it, and see if the bike's for you, the e-bike's for you. Do your homework on the whoa. Motherfucker lady didn't see me. She's like getting close to me and shit. Square up, lady. But when you jump on an e-bike, if you commit to it, then cool. It's a big investment you're making. And you gotta purchase wisely. You gotta really do your homework on those e-bikes. Don't just jump the gun on one. Like, I was looking for a while. I didn't like batteries. Like, for me, one big thing is range, right? I want, like, well, for anybody really, if you want to get a bike, you want to get one that's gonna last all day or long enough. But I think another reason why people get an e-bike first is because I mean, from you to like not ride a bike at all to jump into a regular bike, it's pretty brutal. It's tough. it's definitely gonna take time for you to get conditioned to be able to ride more and more. I'm pretty sure when you first ride, your ass is gonna hurt. You're gonna get exhausted. You're gonna be wondering, like, how the hell are these guys be doing 50, 60, 70 miles a day? Because you know, that's how much I was averaging when I was making those 200 bucks. I was doing 60, 80 miles a day, son, every day. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And like, you know, I was just coming from, like I said, I was coming from a cycling background. Like I was doing that a lot, and I just got stronger. And you know, it's like, so not everyone starts like that. Right, me right now, I'm definitely not there right now at all. If I ride a regular bike, I would die like at 20 miles, I think. Or if I did push like 30, 40, I won't be able to ride the next day. So, you know, this is something that takes time. So if you do get in the bike, just know it's just not gonna be easy at first. But an alternative to that is an e-bike. That's why you get an e-bike, because e-bikes assist you. They assist you in pedaling. So don't think that e-bikes just do all the work. You actually pedal, and that's one thing you'll do if you wanna, maybe you're not like really convinced you can do the bike. Cool, e-bike is not a bad choice. But you get an e-bike because you can do more miles. It's obviously better than a car because you can take advantage of the bike lanes. You can lane split, and in California it's legal to ride on the sidewalk, just as long as you're powering it with your own legs. You're not like hitting the throttle on the sidewalk. You gotta ride it like a bicycle and not ride fast. You gotta ride. Ooh, damn, that car got close. So let me tell you guys a few of the investments I made on the e-bike and how it's helped me out after delivery. E-bike, huge decision to make. Big investment. You can go further once you learn the skills of like multi-apping, and you got all your backpack and your phone holder, like I mentioned earlier. You'll just be able to go further. And that's one thing I noticed when I got this e-bike and the scooter, the Honda Ruckus, is that I can go way further and a little faster, which in turn turns into more money, and I can work longer. So these were big hefty investments. Like the scooter was, I actually got a deal on the scooter, but brand new, that thing's worth like $2,800, right? And then e-bikes can be worth anywhere between, I don't know, like $1,000 up to like this one's $3,500. Kind of expensive, but once you have that, then you know that you can go further and you can ride faster. So your limitations get lifted a bit. You can be like, all right, I can go along for X amount of miles depending on the kind of bike you have. So obviously you want something where you can ride the most miles. You're comfortable, because all that's gonna turn into that coin, son. Ooh, that's terrible delivery. So the other thing is you gotta protect your investments. So you gotta invest in solid locks. You can't buy no cheap things when you want to protect a $1,000 bike. So you definitely gotta invest. Like I bought a Forget About It by Kryptonite. It's like it's rated 10 out of 10, so it's like the best lock you can get. That shit's 125 bucks. But that one definitely, it's a thick lock. I forgot how thick that thing is. Not impossible for someone to steer your bike, but it's definitely going to take a little longer than any other one. So I mean, with this business, it's like you're in and out. You're not really anywhere for that long, which is good. I don't know, you probably will be somewhere 5-10 minutes tops. Like there's no reason why you should be there any longer. But you have to, like, and in this one I bought the chain because it's easier to lock. Sometimes this thing's bulky, so you have to, sometimes you can't get it really close to a pole or a bike rack or whatever. This one was also like 100 and some. So these are essential, and these protect your assets. You don't protect your thing, and they jack your shit, you're gonna have to start over. It's like it's like you bought another one, you're gonna buy another one. Like, it's just, so it's gotta be up there, man. That's something that's gonna save you the hassle and yeah, from dealing with a stolen bike. And it's just a terrible feeling. That just sucks. And anytime they steal something like that of value, and you know, it's like one of those materialistic things that we're like, it's like emotional tools. That's our baby, you know. We name it and everything. We like, you know, make love to it. Wait, what? But you know, like this bike, they tend to be like very important to us, and you know, that's how we make our money. It's like basically someone stealing, like, I don't know, your fucking hammer, your drill, your, like, it's just like, dude, like, I need that for work. Like, bro, why you gotta steal that? Like, so you gotta protect it. You gotta always, like, don't give anyone any chances. I know, I just talked to some dude who was waiting at Chipotle, and he's got a Zumbo bike in the front park with his back to it. I'm like, bro, you don't have a U-lock? He's like, I lost it. I was like, bro, get one. He's like, I'm keeping an eye on it. I'm like, no, you're not, bro. I could have stole your bike already. I'm like, all right, well, whatever, you know, like anti-theft stuff, man. Those things, like, so what was the bike one for the rims, chain, U-lock, what else? I got a tracker in this one because this one's expensive, man. So they steal it, and you know, I got a small window to get it back. Try to get my shit back. That'd be fun too, you know. Like, I feel like an episode of Cops, like, yeah, hey, come help me get this bad boy. He's right here. Pretty much talk about everything I've bought, but I think that, let me just go back to the point, you know, like, let me ground myself over here, because yo boy, I'm telling you, I'll talk for the rest of the day. These are thousands of dollars in investments that I've made throughout the years. I started making 50, 60 bucks a day, right? I thought that was dope. Then I kind of started making more as I started getting more things to make my job either faster, more efficient. And obviously you gain knowledge and all that, but all these tools, all these things you're buying are essential, and they're helping you make more money. And I didn't buy everything at one. No way I could afford all that when I started. Shit, $3,500? It's a lot of money, man. I worked my ass off for a whole month non-stop, and I bought this bad boy. But you know, it was just buying these things little by little. I mean, and all this just turns to more money. Now, fast forward to today, I got an e-bike, I got a Honda Ruckus, I got a bike, and I got a car, and all of them make me money. And I got all of them by investing in this business. Everything I got through doing this food delivery. So that's what's gonna reflect how much money you make. It's gonna be how much money are you putting into it. And I have a list of things that I've bought in. I have a Amazon storefront that shows you all the things that I've bought in throughout the years. And whatever's not on there, I'll have a website of like the things that I'm actually making right now. I'm making cup holders and a backpack. I'm plugging myself in right now a little bit. Damn. So I don't even know how much I spent. It's got to be like, fuck, like $20,000 probably that I spent. I don't know, maybe more. I really don't know. I spend a lot. I'm always buying stuff. All the way up. I'm like, all right, cool. Like right now, I'm gonna buy the last cable. I'm gonna buy 4 of them. It's gonna cost me like 60, 80 bucks for sure. I forgot how much they were, but they're not cheap. But because they're not cheap, they're like good quality. They're actually good quality. I've already seen a bunch of rip-offs on Amazon. So in conclusion, I don't think I'm gonna say that in the podcast. This is the first and last. But yeah, it's pretty much that's basically like what I'm trying to explain is like what you invest in is basically gonna basically shape how much you earn. So I have what, 20 G's in there. I made all that money back already. And here's the best part of all this. You're an independent contractor. In most cases, this thing is, you could write this off, meaning that you can basically, like, the money that they're gonna charge you in taxes, you write it off, you don't have to pay that anymore. So this bike, $3,500. End of the year, Uncle Sam's gonna be like, how much you make? Oh, I made this much. Okay, cool, you gotta pay this much in taxes. But wait, hold up. I spent this. Now I'm not super savvy with taxes, don't take my word for it, but you can write all these things off that you buy. So these things not only are gonna make you money, they're gonna save you money at the end of the year. Jesus, man, I can't be teaching y'all these things. All right, this course is gonna be $19.99. No, I'm kidding, but yeah, man, these things make your ass money. And I'm about to take a break. I'm hungry. I'm like already like, ugh. Just like I said, I'm gonna exhaust all ideas that I could about this topic. I don't even know how long this video is gonna be, but I think I got pretty much most of it. I think another way of investing is, like, you know, watching videos on YouTube, like indulging in that. That's investing your time. So invest your time, see how other people do stuff. Like, you know, ask questions, join the Crancosa group. You know, everyone there is just there, we're all doing the same thing. We're all just a community of dudes trying to make money and trying to, like, have answers and also give feedback from their experience. That's all part of investing. You know, you invest time in learning from others, you're just gonna get better, son. Like, that's it. The better you get, the more equipped you are, the more money you're gonna make. You know, you'll get there. You'll get 45 an hour one day. I got homies making 50 an hour. You know, like, it's crazy. It's like ridiculous. And I don't even know if that's the limit. Honestly, I doubt it. Anyways, guys, I think I'm gonna wrap up this first Crancosa podcast. Shit, what y'all think? I mean, I don't know. I haven't heard it yet. But it felt good. It felt good covering that one topic. Jesus, it's not just like information all over the place. And I hope this helps. I hope it clarifies, like, why investing in your shit is important. And I mean, I continue investing. I continue, like, getting all kinds of different stuff. I have different ideas that I want to, like, execute to see how it works out. Oh, I forgot about my GoPro shit. I bought that thing. That was, like, one of my favorite investments ever. I love filming. But yeah, guys, if you guys have any questions or if there's anything you guys want to add to it, definitely do it in the comments. Let me know what you guys think about the first episode of the podcast. And you know, like the video, subscribe if you guys want to, like, learn more about the food delivery business. If you guys want to learn how to make more money, I got a bunch of topics coming up. I'm pretty sure, like, within a few months I might have over 100 of them. So it's gonna be very exciting. And, you know, I ain't even asking for anything, bro. Just like, share, like, let people know about it, and go execute it. And give me your feedback of your experience. That's one thing too. I want to learn too. I want to learn from you guys too. Anyways, guys, I'll catch you guys on the next episode, man. Take care. Go make that money. Peace.